Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of this episodic podcast, Scream Queens reviewing. Here now, reviewing episode 8 of season 2 of Scream Queens. I just did episode 7, not season 7, episode 7, just a little bit ago here on this channel. Now I'm going into episode 8. I was watching them back to back yesterday afternoon when I had some time because I missed last week's episode entirely and missed to do a review, of course, because I wasn't able to see it. You can't do a review without seeing it. That's kind of how that works. And then this week, as usual, I don't usually able to see it on Tuesdays, and I watched it the next day, yesterday. So watched them both back to back. I almost got a little confused on which one was which, but this one, I should have known this one was a big one with a reveal, actually. And if Rapunzel was the name of the episode, but a reveal actually of a killer of the second Green Meanie, third killer overall of the series. But interesting that they do these reveals early, unless I didn't get the memo and this is the season finale. But I don't think so. But either way, certainly a very interesting party theme. Kind of reminds you of Scream in some episodes of MTV Scream, in a way. From this past season, if you're a fan of both, then you know what I'm talking about there. But very, very cool. Very, very awesome indeed. Always true. Staying true. But let's get here in the nitty-gritty of this episode. Excuse me. Let's just talk about the ending, actually. Wes was revealed as the killer. Wes is revealed as killer because he apparently always thought the Chanel's ruined his daughter's life. So, that has to mean revenge, right? Because all that other stuff. But he reveals that it's Chamberlain. But since somebody knows, that person yet really get out of there alive, unfortunately. So going from there is it. Yeah, but that leaving Zayday the only person to know the truth, the killers. And of course, with her locked up in a dungeon and no one else seeming to care, which is certainly interesting in its own right. But then again, that's the comedy of the show. About finding the killers, Wes Awful, the nurse, and Cascade, which now I'm finally remembering names. Dr. Cascade, played by John Stamos. Not John Stamos. Taylor Lautner. Wrong one. Are free to roam the hospital always and kill whoever they want. So that's interesting. So death and destruction, here we come. That's certainly interesting in itself. But here in the episode, or just leading up to it, excuse me. Zayday entered the house, hearing James spread out suspicion about Zayday and thinking that she could be the killer and all this back and forth, trying to, early in the episode, the same thing was happening about Jane as well and another character, just, trying to, since this was supposed to be the big episode of a reveal, you try to plant seeds of other characters, pretty much all characters in the end too, of, who could done it, who is it, who's the killer, and that's certainly, excuse me, drink itself. But the Chanels, they're just hilarious with their one-liners each and every week. Episode definitely was a good one. I certainly enjoyed it for what it was. If I had a grade, I'd give it a good grade, probably B plus, something like that. But then again, on these reviews, I usually don't give grades, as you know, that the ones I watch weekly. Also, already getting into this review, but I did want to thank the new subscribers I have for the channel. Hopefully you guys stay. If you guys are staying for my NFL show, if you want to check out my other stuff, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. But know that I'm here for you for NFL stuff, because I know most of them happened after my NFL show last night. Talking Packers with Steve, my guest, Norcam. Hopefully, we can have him again, whether it's just for Super Bowl, whether our teams are in it or not, the Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks, or if the Packers and Seahawks face off against each other in the playoffs at all, then we'll see if we can have Norb on the show again. I mean, from what I saw, I had pretty much 100 people total. Whether that was 100 people that watched from start to finish, I doubt that, but that came in to the episode whether for a couple of seconds or, well, at least it had to be 10 seconds, but for 10 seconds or stayed for 10 minutes or 30 minutes, however, whatever. I do appreciate each and every one of those 100 people that did watch live, and so far archived. I think it's at a total of 161. So 61 people watching archive. Greatly appreciated. You know, I want my channel to grow. I want that show in itself to grow just as much as the channel in itself. And as I always say, it's not just for fame and popularity and all the other fun stuff, but because I want to have more and more people of an audience. Like Norb was talking about himself. You know, it's a labor of love what he does on his channel, just as much as I do on my channel. You know, a lot of work goes into a lot more than you think. Goes into even doing Google Hangouts, doing my podcast. You know, preparing for each episode, Scream Queens here, and anything that I talk about, I always try to do it to the best of my ability, A+ quality work. I may not come off that way, but I certainly give an effort, certainly care about it, because if I was watching, I would want that person to care. I want that person to try their best and do what they have. You know, if I had more technology, if I had other abilities, I would have cool little pictures in the back if I'm talking about each segment or part of an episode of Scream Queens or anything I'm talking about TV show wise, or even wrestling. I'd have a photo of what I'm talking about each time, but I have it in the upper left here or something, you know, as you know, like a TV show would have, or, you know, an actual properly, you know, like that. So, you know, that's the little things that I would add into it, plus an intro and outro videos. To start and end episodes, obviously tailored to what I'm talking about, tailored to the podcast or video that I'm doing. So to have, like, you know, different ones made up. So that's certainly different in itself. But like I said, this episode pretty good. That's saying a lot. So we have a killer revealed. How many more episodes are left in this season? I don't know. I don't stay on the show as religiously as I do for Scream, and finding out, you know, when this and that and renewals for next seasons and all this other stuff as much as I should. But I'm sure Scream Queen fanatics would let me know in the comment section below. Welcome to subscribe if you're a fan of Scream Queens here for this video. Greatly appreciate it. And subscribe if you care to as well. Slowly trying to crawl to 100 subscribers. I'm getting close. You know, you got to get to 100 before you get to 1,000, right? It's kind of how that works. Chain of command in that way, obviously. You know, you got to crawl before you walk. So hopefully we can get to 100 subscribers by the end of 2016. That'd be a great early Christmas present, great early New Year's Eve thing, and something to celebrate on New Year's Eve, beyond other real things to celebrate every New Year's Eve. But hopefully we can get there. I think right now we're at 90, 92, 94, something like that. I don't want to make numbers up in my head, so let me check here. Right now we are at 94 subscribers, so 6 subscribers away from 100. So hopefully we can get 6 more subscribers by the end of 2000 here in the last couple of weeks here of the end of 2016, if not early 2017, of course. Starting off the year off hot in that way, if we don't get it here by this year. Either way, it'll be a good thing. Either way, we'll get there, hopefully. And either way, we'll be on the road to 1K. Just like we're on the road to WrestleMania in WWE. And we're on the road to the season finale for Scream Queens. And on the road to Super Bowl 51 in the NFL. So I think you guys that are watching live and those that will be watching archived, I always greatly appreciate that. And then let people know about my other shows, people know about this channel, give the word out, all this other stuff, because I really want this channel to grow. Like I said, I want it to become something, because I believe if I had I have the outlet, so you already have the medium here of YouTube and having my channel. I already have that to talk about the things that I'm passionate about, and the two most things that I'm passionate about, to be quite honest, is professional football and professional wrestling, NFL and WWE's. And having that outlet here to talk about that each and every week is awesome in its own right. But if I had the people, of YouTube Nation, people watching, growing of subscribers, then I would for sure, certainly, would appreciate that of getting that subscriber, because having, as I said, if I had more listening ears, had more people to each and every episode, you feel like your channel is growing, and then you work harder and harder to keep it that way, to keep those numbers, because people can unsubscribe. It happens. It's their prerogative. But and you keep going and going and going, and then you work harder and harder to keep them, and then to grow even more, and then to the point, hopefully, becomes something even grander, in a grander stage. So that certainly would be awesome, and I certainly would appreciate that, because, like I said, if I have more people watching, I would. I don't know. It's hard to explain this for people to understand, to really understand what I'm trying to get at. But like, it's just, for me, it's, if I have more people watching, if I have more eyes to my podcast, to this channel in general, I know I have great content out there for people. I just need the people to watch. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, I know I can do something. I know that I'm a different, obviously I'm a charismatic person in my own way. I'm respectful, polite, all this other stuff, kind, as I've been all my life. And I'm still going to be that on YouTube. I know people tell me sometimes maybe be more of a character, because that's what people are, because it's like a TV show, on YouTube, with each person's channel. Be yourself, but maybe be exaggerated other part of yourself. But I still like to show the world, show people the real me, 100%, not just 60%. But hey, there are times where I can get animated and agitated about things, especially in my podcast episodes for football or wrestling, if something gets on my nerves, like it did a couple of weeks ago about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers and their losing streak, and that stuff that I don't really need to get into anymore, because we're back on track. But so I got a little heated in one of the episodes. So it takes a little bit more, on a person like me to get upset, but when I get there, you don't want to deal with that. So, but again, specifically here at Scream Queens, thank you for watching this review theories episode. We're getting close to the end of the series, end of the season. I don't know if the series will be ending, but I thank you all that watched. And as always, just take care, have fun, have a good weekend. Stay safe, especially here in the Midwest areas with snow here for a white Christmas. It's always nice to have. Always drive carefully wherever you need to go. And then if you're anywhere else, then don't worry about it. California, Florida. I mean, then again, still rain showers. If you're caught in a rainstorm in the middle of the afternoon going somewhere, drive safely then too. So, but take care. Have a good weekend. I will have my podcast episode of Steve's Wrestling Ramble tonight. Tonight at 8 o'clock Central, live, same place, same time, same way here at Google Hangouts, with my co-host Mark Rambo and Raunchy Mikey. So hopefully you guys check that out when that happens here tonight. And as always, take care.